Welcome back. We're going to start out, we're going to actually build the fishing, the AFK fishing farm that we tried last time. Oh, hey, nice. And I was coming down here and I stopped because it was time to stop, and I managed to hit a vein of diamonds. Diamonds are good. Ooh, not even the smallest one. So, just for paranoia's sake, I'm going to completely mine out around these diamonds. I don't want to lose any of them. So, once I get these diamonds, we're going to go back up. We're going to build the AFK fishing farm. So, the one I was working on was one I got from, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, Kaizuma is the way I would say it. And it was the one from his 1.13 video on how to build a fishing farm. That being said, I did afterwards find his 1.14 video on a fishing farm, and he said, yeah, that fishing farm still works, but there is an issue with it. If you do not, or if you are running on a server and the server has too much lag, it won't work. We are running on a server. It is a local server though, so lag isn't really an issue. But if I ever end up putting the server up on some other computer, it might become an issue. So I'm going to build the new one that doesn't have that issue. And on the plus side, it uses less resources. Unfortunately, I've already, made the iron doors and stuff, so the using less resources is not, unfortunately, as much of an advantage as it might be, but I'm sure at some point we'll make good use of iron doors. So let's get going. Let's see what we've got. Make sure we've got what we need. I am going to need a trap door instead of an iron door. I'm going to need to make a fence. That's night. It's always night when you want it to not be night. Okay, so I've got lots of coal. Ooh, iron is good. So 8, 32, 40, 40 iron is 5 coal. Okay, so let's get to work on this. Now I'm going to have to straighten out this inventory right quick. There will always be something else. So the first thing we're going to need is, and I'm actually have his thing open on another screen, so I'm just going to be watching that. We need a hopper, which I know we have. We need a pair of chests, which we also have. I'm going to have to rearrange those because that's just not the way it's done for this one. We're also going to need a trap door. We're going to need a pressure plate. Looking like he's got a heavy one. I hope it's a heavy one. We're definitely going to need a gate. Yeah, let's see. I can never remember. Gates are annoying. So, let's see. Or not a gate, a fence post. I can never remember which is which. Nah, that's the gate. Okay. And we also need a note block, which I believe is 1 redstone. Surrounded by oak planks. Yes. Okay. I think I have everything for this, so let's clear this room out and build this up properly. Axe. Let's use the right tools. Okay. So I'm just going to fill this in with granite. Diorite. Okay. So we also need this to be 4 and 5 long. So we're going to put the note block up here. I have that open so that we get the noise. If I left a block there, we wouldn't get noise. Some people find it annoying. I don't really have an issue, so I'm just going to call her good. Okay, so let's place our 2 chests. Double chest. Why? Because we want to catch lots of stuff, and we'll eventually build more chests down so that it's more than just a single double chest worth of stuff. So we put this here. And I need a bucket of water, which I actually remembered to get. I actually did something right this time. Okay, and a bucket of water on there goes into there. Now, I'm going to put this here temporarily. I'm going to put the trapdoor here. Break this block because, and put the weighted plate on top of this because I can. Okay, good. So that is the entire fishing farm. Basically, the way this works is you're aiming down with the fishing rod for the note block. That way the note block will accept the right clicks and you won't lose your fishing. So the fishing rod's going to push down this plate. That'll pop that up. You'll see it. When you retrieve the fishing lure, the trapdoor will go down and you will once again be able to recast fishing. So let's see. Woohoo! Oh! Who just shot me? Am I going crazy? What just happened? Okay, here's the skeleton. Okay. Did he drop anything? No, but that's okay. So, we got him. I don't know if those are fully... Probably not, but that's okay. Let's plant some more seeds. At least we've got a couple, and we can hopefully do something useful with them. Like make bread. Good sources of food are good. So those will grow. For now, we're going to have to wait till after dark to get more string and make a fishing rod. I've got 1 string. I need 2. I got plenty of. Anyway, so let's see. How far does this go to this side? It goes a couple over. So I'm just gonna break this out here, and I'm actually going to put my bed here. because I don't want to keep it down there. And it's convenient. It's right near the top. So let's put the bed down. Okay. Right, we do have a giant mushroom over there. So, do we know how long it is until the next night? Okay. So, pretty much middle of the day. Woohoo. Okay, mob drops, those are nice. Definitely going to have to build a mob farm. I mean, the easiest one, of course, is a drop farm. Since, you know, it doesn't take much resources, it just requires a lot of cobblestone or something, and then you drop them. And they fall to their doom. You use hoppers to collect everything, and you can get decent drop rates without using a lot of resources. You know, it's not free, but you use cobblestone, things like that, and you get, like I said, decent drop rates. Not amazing. There are far superior mob farms that get to be ginormous. So, one of my favorites is just for hoppers into a double chest, and you have a vertical column to the drop height of a skeleton, 20 some odd blocks, and then you build a room up there. And I hate creepers. It is hard to hear creepers when you don't have your speakers on. Knew it was out there. Well, I guess now I've got a room with a view, huh? This didn't blow up anything too important. That's kind of annoying. So let's fill in our beach a little bit. So, how many seeds did I get any seeds back? Of course not. And because I am me, it annoys me to not use smooth stone to rebuild something like this. So we're using smooth stone. I do want to go gather some it's called sand, make some glass. Unfortunately, there's a lot of sand nearby, so let's do this. Okay, sticks. Quick, dirty, cheap shovel. and hopefully we'll be able to get a nice mob farm going soon. Always speeds things up. I'm just going to gather over here because I don't want to even think about trying to find a desert. And it's out of the way, so I don't see it. Need a whole ton. That should be enough for what I want. Don't need a whole ton. Now that it's getting to be night, let's see if we can kill another spider. Let's see if we can fill in this gap so things don't chase me to my doom. Okay, let's go try and kill a spider. See if we can get one more string somewhere. Creepers. I hate creepers. I really don't want to try and fight one right now. And another creeper, because Minecraft loves me. And another creeper. Wish those stupid creepers would stay away. Where is it? Here, spider, spider, spider. Man. Is the game only spawning creepers tonight? I don't want creepers. Oh hey, finally a zombie. Would be nice with this farm to get a bow, a decent bow. I didn't know those could. First of all, I didn't know they could go on land, but he had some type of fishing rod and didn't drop it. Okay. Got a bow, I think. Let's see, what do we get? A bow. Nice. So, see if we can find a spider. Just need one string. Once we get a spider, we can create that. We can test the fishing farm and then do some Ghidra probably. Basically, I've at least figured out a good path forward from where we were last time, where I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to for the life of me, I couldn't quite figure out how to, or what the different things were for the different classes. And it occurred to me the way to go about it, the obvious way to go about it, that was not so obvious at the moment, is to look up the specification for the Java class file, since that'll explain how it's laid out, and likely Ghidra uses some variation on that. Or, sorry, what I'm seeing in Ghidra is the display of all that information describing the Java class. So if we can find that description, we should, in theory, be able to, oops, string, I'm done. We should be able to figure out what Ghidra is displaying, what it means, and figure out how to move forward. So, die! Goodness for armor. Okay. We're done for the night. And of course I should have taken the diamonds out of my backpack. Oh, I did. Oh, good. Because, you know, I would hate to lose my diamonds to a stupid thing like a creeper. Yeah, I would hate that. I would be miffed. So let's make our fishing rod, test out our fishing setup, make sure that all works, and then move on. Okay. So, okay. The note block is taking the right clicks. The bobber is keeping the plate down. And of course I missed one key crucial thing. You get much higher rates for your fishing if you have open sky above it. In this case we can have glass, but it does have to be directly vertical. So, hey, we got something. We got a raw cod. So, it looks like I need to go. Oh, let's get out of here before we drown. That would be truly ironic. Yeah, that was going to be funny. Doesn't look like there's much up there, so I'm just gonna place some blocks and yeah. Where did it get? Shovel. Directly under a tree, because that's my luck. So I could leave it like this. Actually, I probably will. We're just right up the back side here. So I'm going to dig down, put a piece of glass here so we don't get creepers falling into my base and being annoying like that. Let's see. I don't have the cod in there. And let's head up. Okay. Got this. I'm going to cook up just a little bit of glass. I only need one piece for what I'm doing at the moment. And yes, I'm terrible, terrible, terrible at organizing my resources. So, I know it was up back here somewhere. Under a tree. Always under a tree. Where's the tree? No, right there. Yeah, I could have just punched that, but I didn't, because I wasn't thinking. Okay, glass. Yeah, they've really cleaned up the texture on the glass. The edges are nice. You don't have as many streaks in it. So let's go test out this AFK farm again. What'll be nice is we'll be able to start getting books of mending. And mending, that is not my fishing rod. Mending is just plain awesome. Oh. How did I cast that onto sand? So let's see how this goes. Okay. So you got to aim at this little gap between the pressure plate and the iron door. We're going to keep holding it down, and Eczema, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. He said it a few times, and for the life of me, I still struggle. Anyway. So, we're going to see how this goes. And there, we got a fish. We're going. Now, we want the ultimate fishing rod. Lure 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Mending, Unbreaking, whatever. I forget what that is. Which Unbreaking is the max. And you get that, and then all of a sudden, you get a lot of stuff. Excuse me. And you get a lot of experience so that you repair as you go. You repair that, you repair all your items. It is a great early game way of repairing all your enchanted items. And getting that many books of mending, it's wonderful. Yeah, Eczema, he made a program just to do the right clicking, so you don't have to stay here and sit and hold your right mouse button down forever. Another option that used to work, at least in 1.12 or 1.13, is to unplug your mouse while you have it the right button held down. I don't know if that still works, but it used to work. A while back, there was another way to do it, but they fixed that bug, which is fortunate and unfortunate. Bugs are always good to fix, but just not when you're relying on them. So, if you wanted this to be silent, you could put a block on top of the note block. I kind of like to hear it going, so I know everything's working, especially as I'm elsewhere in the room doing stuff. So this is looking, it's promising. It is just not as awesome as it would be if we had an awesome fish, or an awesome fishing rod. Pufferfish, raw cod, we're going to finally have something to eat. We can eat fish. So let them eat fish. So, we at least have our first farm done. It is the simplest farm I can think of. Very few resources. We've got a hopper, we've got a chest, a double chest. We've got a pressure plate, we've got a trapdoor, we've got a note block. There really isn't much to this. You need about 11 pieces of iron and some wood and 1 redstone. So, since we've got that going, I'm going to get off. I'm going to let this run the server run in the background so that anyway, I'll probably just get off. But it is good to finally have something done. Have this going better than it did last time. So, here we go. Closing out the server. Let's head on to Ghidra. So, like I said, last time I was having some struggles with Ghidra and trying to figure out what was going on in these different classes. Sure, let's analyze it. Okay, because we do see a handful of methods. We see all kinds of stuff. We've got these, wow, that has got to be the simplest function ever. Return. Okay, anyway, we do have a bunch of stuff down here, and nothing in here other than some functions, which I'm okay with. But we have all this, and I would like to understand better what some of this information about the class means. We've got some attributes, we've got our class file, we've got this. What does this even mean? So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to open a new web browser, and we're going to look up the Java class file specification, class file format, Java docs. Okay. Tries the class file format. Each class file contains the definition of a single class or interface. Class or interface need not have an external representation literally contained in a file. Because it is generated by class loader, we will colloquially refer to any valid representation of a class or interface as being in the class file format. Class file consists of a stream of 8-bit bytes. Okay, most file formats are 8 bits these days. Gone are the days of 7-bit ASCII or other weird text encodings. An interesting point is 8 bits is an octet. It is not a byte. A byte is the width of the native character format on a platform. Most processors you're likely to run into, you're going to have 8-bit bytes. However, if you start getting into digital signal processors, DSPs, I have worked with some that had 16-bit character types and therefore had a 16-bit byte. It gets a little weird when you do get to embedded systems, when you get to some of these more unusual architectures. You do have to be very careful to differentiate between bytes and octets. In this case, the file format specifies that a byte is 8 bits, and that removes ambiguity. Okay, so 16, 32, and 64-bit quantities are constructed by 2, 4, or 8 consecutive bytes. Multi-byte items are big endian. Okay. This format is supported by interfaces Java I/O data input and Java I/O data output. Classes such as data input stream and data output stream. Own set of data types representing class file data. U1, U2, and U4 represent an unsigned 1, 2, or 4 byte quantity, respectively. For me, that's confusing. I've seen another programming language I have been learning is called Zig, and they have integer types U1, U2, U3, U4, and it's 1 bit, 2, 3, 4 bits. It's useful for packed data structures. So I just have to remember U1, 2, and 4 are 8, 16, and 32-bit integers. Okay. Okay. Pseudostructures written in C like structure notation. Contents of the structure referred to. Contents of the structure is describing the class file format referred to as items. Successive items are sorted in the class file sequentially without padding or alignment. You generally don't just memory map a file, so that makes sense. I mean, you can. Tables consisting of 0 or more variable-sized items are used in several class file structures. Although we use the array syntax, the fact that tables are streams of varying size structures means it's not possible to translate a table's index directly to a byte offset into the table. Where we refer to a data structure as an array, it consists of 0 or more contiguous fixed-sized items and can be indexed like an array. References to an ASCII character should be interpreted to mean the Unicode code point corresponding to the ASCII character. Yeah, which thankfully for UTF-8, the ASCII character set refers to the single byte values 0 to 127, or anyway, 0 to 7F, which is convenient because an ASCII file is therefore a UTF-8 file, and you'll often see UTF-8 with just the byte order marking at the beginning. Okay. So a class file consists of a single class file structure. So this is saying we now have, this is the overall file format for a class file. We've got a 32-bit magic number. We've got two 16-bit version numbers, major and minor. And if we ever get past Java 65,535, I'll scream. There's way too many versions of Java. Excuse me. 16-bit index for the constant pool. So wait, if we have 0 constant pool count minus 1, does that mean we can have -1 constants? This class, superclass, interface count. So a class can have up to 65,535 interfaces it implements, which is an obscene number of interfaces. Anybody who implements that many interfaces in one class needs to go back to remedial object-oriented design. And that is what is called a God object. One class to rule them all. How many fields are in the your class? How many methods? How many attributes? So I'm going to assume that some of these also have attributes on them. So let's see if we can find this magic minor and major version number in Ghidra. We already conveniently have a class open, and line number table, local variable, methods. Okay, so we have offset, length, mnemonic, data type, and name. Nope. So let's see. Can I find methods? Methods. Access flags, name index. Descriptor index, attributes, count, attributes. So that does not match up to methods, and that's the wrong window. So that's annoying. So let's see. I really want to match some of this up to what's in there. I really do. And give me a much better idea for what's going on. So in the class, let's see, built-in types. Okay. Don't need to worry about built-ins. Generic clib. Okay, those all look like C files. Java lang integer CP okay. Attributes class file. Okay. Hey. This looks good. This is promising. So, let's see. We have okay. We have oh, what did I just okay. Put it on my other window. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Magic number, for length, mnemonic is DDW. Okay, I don't want to edit it. What I want is the value. Offset field is not editable. Good, I don't want to edit it. Insert numbers in hex. Okay. Okay. So we appear to have the structure. We've got our magic number first, minor version, major version, constant pool count is 2 bytes, and we have the constant pool is 755 bytes. Access flag, this class, superclass, interface count, interfaces is a length of 2, so it doesn't implement more than about 1 or 2 interfaces. I'd have to look at that. Field count, fields, 16 bytes. Method count, methods, attribute count, attributes. So that's good. We found the class file. Now to figure out the values. Help. Show numbers, clear, create array, create structure from selection. So we have that structure. The class file structure is, that's nice. Find uses of. Constant pool. So constant class okay, that doesn't appear to be what I want. Class info, name index. How do I get the values? Because I want the values. Edit, offset length, Okay. Okay, I don't want to edit that. Clear, create array. Okay, let's see. Contents. Structure editor. The structure editor is used to define the contents of a structure data type. It can be used to create a new structure or modify existing ones. Structures are used to define data types that contain components. A component is the data type of a particular size and a specific object in the structure. The following illustrate. It's the editor for a structured data type. So the union editor is very similar to the structure editor. It is used to create or modify a union data type. All the components of a union are an offset of 0. Okay. A structure editor or union editor can be launched from Data Type Manager, the code browser, the structure, or union data. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have the data structure. That's useful, but how do we... Is this it? Cafe Babe. Okay, so here's the data file. So, here is the... Okay. Okay, so we've got our magic number. Is Cafe Babe. Together a major and minor version, determine the version of class file format. If class file is a major version M and minor version M, we denote M.M. Limited class. Okay, so that's good. We have 34 hex. Oh, where did I just... Okay, so this is nice, but how do I modify these column widths? Clear. Okay. Anyway. At least we can see the whole thing. Okay, constant pool. So the constant pool, we've got 40 hex, which is 16 times 4, 64. So we should have 64 entries in the constant pool. Access flags, constants. Constant pool, access flags. Why does this look like it's still expanded? Because it was. Okay. So our access flags is 20 hex. which is super. Treat superclass methods especially when invoked by the invoke special instruction. Okay, so that's ignored. Fun. This class, the value of this class item must be a valid index into the constant pool table. Okay, so this is 2 and super is 4. So let's see what we've got at 2. I'm curious. Okay, there's our, and that is, okay, into the constant pool 2. Okay, so okay, constant tag length data tag 1 7 1 tag length 10 1 2 3 4 8 9, 10. That's not, or 10, that's 16, duh. 1 2 3 4 5 6 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. So that really does appear to match the length of this. Help that it's UTF-8 and it's all in ASCII. So 2 3 4. So if this is 2, where's 1? Constant UTF-8 info 38. That's saying that this should be the first one. And why do they have different ones? It's because each one has a different length, 39 length, 38 length, a different length for this string. That's why we've got 10 quadrillion types here, because it's a different type for each string, because each string has a different length. Got it. In this case, it's a has a 38 byte string. This one should be 3. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so since we have our constants pool, UTF-8 38 class info, constant class info, tag and a name index. Tag and a name index. Okay, So this looks like we have 3, 4, 5 fields per constant. So that's constant pool, CP info. Excuse me, is a tag and an info. Constant class, constant field ref, constant method ref. Must begin with one byte tag indicating the kind of CP info entry. So let's see. Constant pool, tag 1, length. So tag 1 is constant UTF-8. So we're looking for, this has got to be index 1, and that'll make this index 2 or 4. Starts with a tag of 1. That's index 1. Index 2 has a tag 7, which is a class. That's good because this up here tells us, where was it? Constants. Okay, this here tells us index 2 is this, and index 4 is the superclass. So index 1, index 2, and that has a tag and a name index, right? Class info has a tag and a name index. Now, since index 2 is the name index is index 1, which refers us back to this, which is the name of the class. Yes! So this could be a little bit more user understandable, but it is a useful representation of what is in this class file. So that's great. So now we know that if we go into this constant pool, we index into the second entry, we get this class. The fourth entry, we get the superclass, and interface class is 1. I'm sure we'll figure out what the class is here. So we can do the same thing for the base class. We have entry 1, 2, 3, 4, which is index 3, which gives us the base class of object. So we know that this class derives directly from object. It looks like it implements a single interface. Now I'm curious what interface it implements. So, let's see, constant pool and interface count interfaces. Each value must be a valid index into the constant pool table. Okay. So it looks like our one single interface is, 6 hex. That at least is easy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a type 7. And we're at index 5. Should be a type 1, which gives us the name ZT. So that seems to be saying ZT is an interface. Cool. So, so far, we've been able to figure out what this class data means. We've figured out how to read through the constants table, how to figure out what the name of the class is and what the base class is. We've figured out how to figure out what the interfaces it implements are. And so now we actually know that class ZT is an interface. So if we go back to, anyway, we're actually out of time. Out of time. I want to keep going. I don't have time. For me, this has been very instructive. This has been fascinating. We will continue this, and we will start taking notes on the classes. That's gonna actually be useful. So we'll have to figure out how to take notes in here next time. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching. Hope this was useful. I'll see you, I believe, on Monday. Bye.